Dyslexia in the Classroom by Jordan Tyler. So what is dyslexia? Here's the definition for dyslexia. It's characterized by difficulty with learning to read fluently and with accurate comprehension. It also affects your phonological awareness, the auditory short-term memory, and even rapid naming. So now that we've defined dyslexia, who does it affect? It actually might affect more people than you even realized. It affects about 3.5% of Americans, which is slightly more than 2 million children. So with dyslexia comes a lot of myths I hear all the time, especially being a special education teacher, is that some think it's letters or words that are seen backwards, while others think it's a sign of below average intelligence or that it's just going to go away over time. They'll learn to deal with it. I hear that a lot. Does dyslexia have a face? So you might recognize some of these faces. They were actually a surprise to me. Tom Cruise has dyslexia. Albert Einstein had dyslexia. And even Walt Disney. All people who have been so successful in their life and in their career. So what can you as a teacher do to help? So some ways that Tyler was talking about is PowerPoint. And you know that we use PowerPoints now because we are trying to get technology into our classroom. But what a lot of people don't know is that PowerPoints can sometimes be dyslexic kids' worst enemy. While you plan those many hours of hard work and careful planning to get the perfect PowerPoint, despite all of your hard work, there is probably a good chance that at least 10% of your audience will have a hard time accessing any of your PowerPoint due to dyslexia. So for people with dyslexia, blocks of text on a white screen is nothing short of a headache. Your audience members will be bored, frustrated, and critically will get no benefit from your PowerPoint. So here are some ways that you can actually help your kids who are dyslexic and in preparing your PowerPoints. So a big problem for some people with dyslexia is big blocks of text. For people with dyslexia, the large blocks of text is kind of indecipherable. They can't see it because of the way their brain is wired. So what you want to do is you want to minimize the text on the screen, and you want to opt for more compelling and visually engaging ways to tell your stories. Use flowcharts. Use graphics that are going to explain the procedures without our students having to read all of the information. The next problem is for dyslexia students in the classroom is the layout of the PowerPoint. So what you can do is you can make sure that your ideas are separated in a clear and organized manner. This will help everyone understand your PowerPoint, dyslexic or not. So where text is unavoidable, you want to space out the material. You don't want gobs of information in hopes that your kids or your students or whoever you're presenting to is able to decipher between all of the information. The problem number 3 is cursive or script fonts. Well, a cute font is great. It's not great for people with dyslexia. So there are many alternatives, Verdana, Tahoma, Century Gothic, just to name a few. You want to avoid condensed and cursive fonts. So your text size should be at least 18. So that way they're able to see it. And you want to stick to one color for any one section of a text and avoid the use of red, pink, and green because those colors are often problematic for somebody who is also colorblind. So you want to just evenly space out your font so it's easier to read for people with dyslexia. Problem number 4, the background. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're looking at my PowerPoint going, Jordan, isn't your background white? Yes, and I have tried to change it multiple times and I can't. So, preaching to the choir here, I know that my PowerPoint is white. But however, I did make sure that my text was over that 18-point font. And so I will make sure that I will correct it in my next PowerPoint. So what you want to do for kiddos with dyslexia or anyone with dyslexia is you want to avoid those white backgrounds. I know I messed up. But you also want to have cream or soft pastel color that can eliminate this. So as a rule, avoid the bright white and ensure that there's enough contrast for this text to stand out. Final problem, the heading, is block capitals are again more difficult to interpret, so stick to those lowercase or sentence case. Opt for a bold text and a larger font. Remember, not cursive, not cutesy, not script. Just in those ones that are easier to read for our students with dyslexia. I hope this information has helped you just be a more successful teacher, or maybe it's even helped you in your business on preparing PowerPoints for people that you may not even know have dyslexia, and just making sure it's ADA accessible, so anyone that can walk in that may be colorblind or have dyslexia, that they are able to be successful just as anyone else is in the room. Enjoy your day. Thanks, guys.